Alright, guys of YouTube, people of YouTube, I figured I'd do a story time with y'all's on how I found out I have ADHD. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It shows itself in different ways. Right now, it shows itself in anxiety. Before it showed itself in the way that I couldn't focus in school. School was always very hard for me. Whenever I was in 4th grade, we were packing up to leave to move up to this house that we live in now. And my parents, or I was up in my old room with my mother, and she's like, "Hey, Matt, we're gonna go into the doctor. I think she said tomorrow or the next day, and put you on some medication because you can't focus in school." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, I can't." I didn't really know what she meant by that at the time because I was only a little 4th grader. 4th graders really don't understand that kind of stuff. So, I went into the doctor's that day. I went in, I got weighed and all the nurse did all her stuff. And then I couldn't find my parents. I didn't know where they went, so I just sat at the nurse's station the whole time while they were talking. Because my parents didn't really want me to know what it was. I was first put on a medication. I can't even remember the name of it right now. But it made me really sick. It gave me stomach aches. It gave me, beyond that, it just didn't work. So I decided I'm gonna just, I finally had said something to Mom, and she was like, "Okay, then I guess we'll get you off of this." And I was put on Adderall. Now, Adderall, if you don't know, Adderall is an upper, meaning if a normal person takes it, it makes you hyper. It does basically the same thing that caffeine would do. If caffeine were a pill, it does the same thing. So I got put on Adderall. They were worried about it originally because I was born with heart disease, and whenever you give a person Adderall, the brain sees it as that specific part of the brain that controls ADHD sees it as a downer. But the rest of your body considers it an upper. So your heart rate increases. And stuff like that. Your heart rate increases, your metabolism increases. That's why I'm so skinny. Adderall kind of prevents me from gaining weight. That's why because it increases my metabolism, so I can eat a lot of fucking food and not feel sick, or not gain a bunch of weight. So I got put on Adderall, and it worked great. I love the stuff. I'm still on Adderall today. Whenever we first started this quarantine stuff, a while ago, before this quarantine stuff started, I noticed that whenever I was off my Adderall, my anxiety was a lot higher. So I had said something to my doctor about it, and he was like, "Yeah, if you feel like all your ducks are in a row, which Adderall allows me to do, you're automatically gonna have less anxiety. That's just the way it works." So I decided that I wanted to keep taking my Adderall during quarantine, because it lowered my anxiety, and with already being here at home without a lot to do, I kind of needed something to distract me or help me get through the day as far as anxiety stuff goes. So I kept taking Adderall through this whole quarantine thing. And I know you guys are wondering, well, you're not driving anywhere. Yeah, I know I'm not driving anywhere, but Adderall does more than just help with paying attention in class and stuff. It helps with anxiety too. Little did I know. Honestly, guys, I did not know this before I started paying attention to what it was doing to my body. So there really hasn't been anything interesting with Adderall. I mean, I guess back in 10th grade, I think it was, I protested a little bit taking it, because I kind of didn't really want to take it. I thought it was doing some things that I didn't really like. I thought it was worsening my depression, and honestly, I still think it does. I still think it worsens the depression and doesn't fix it. But it fixes my anxiety, which is half the battle. So if my anxiety can be fixed some with Adderall, then my depression can be fixed some with Adderall. And yeah. So that's pretty much a story time. It might have been a little bit, I'm sorry about it being maybe a little bit jumbled, but there's the story time of how I found out I was ADHD and how I've been getting through it the last 8 years of my life. So I know I have some more story times planned for you guys. I plan to do a lot more story times. So please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will be looking forward to seeing what y'all think. See you in the next one.